Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am streaming World of Warcraft, not the Lord of the Rings Online this morning, and it's the kind of free, I think, Welcome Back weekend is what it's called. So I can actually play it for free, and I thought I'd go ahead and take this chance while it's free to go ahead and go back and kind of share and actually stream WoW. This is my first time streaming WoW, even though I've done a few videos and had a few series on it in the past when I was enjoying it a bit more. But I'll be talking a lot about my experience with World of Warcraft in general and maybe comparing it some to Lotro, since that's kind of the main other game I play. And I thought I would start off here. I'm on my character select screen for the Scryer, so my main realm is actually Argent Dawn. If I go to change realms and go to Argent Dawn, you can see all my high level characters, which are mainly leveled them. I think the Priest was the only one I had a boost on. I still actually have a level 110 boost from whatever the latest expansion, Battle for Azeroth, that's what it was called. And yeah, these are just all the characters from that. Got a lot of them to 110, but not quite all of them during Legion. I mainly leveled them during Warlords of Draenor, actually. That's when I was spending most of my time actually leveling alts, so I was enjoying it back then. But I'll go ahead and move back to the Scryers because those are the characters I plan to play today, some of my lower level characters. Because with Battle for Azeroth, I have not been enjoying it that much, which is why I haven't done all that much with WoW, but I still enjoy playing the low levels. It's just, to me, not really worth subscribing to WoW and paying that subscription just to play my low levels. So some of the characters in general I've been enjoying a lot are my Hunter and my Shaman, but I will probably check out a few more during this stream. And then this is my Mage, actually, from the Mage Play series, which kind of basically stopped doing at the same time I stopped playing WoW. And then before I actually get into stuff, let's see, this thinks my graphics card is out of date. Might actually be. I didn't think it was. I thought I had it updated. I actually updated it recently, but maybe there's another update for that. So yeah, if we look at my add-ons first, I do have some add-ons, but they are all out of date, I believe, and I just won't mess with that today. And then if I go to my settings a little bit just to share, I have my graphics like this. I don't really know, this is just what I've been playing on. I looked at it a little bit, but just to give you all some perspective of what I'm playing on here real quick in WoW and some of my settings, it's nice to be able to play on DX12 compared to Lotro, which you can only, well, you could play up to DX11, but it doesn't really work that well, at least for me. The network, one thing with the sound actually is I can actually play the music in the background. In Lotro I cannot play the music. I have to have that disabled or I will get copyright strikes. So if I actually play WoW and upload it or whatever and stream it like this, I can actually have the in-game music, which is nice for a change. So we can go ahead. I think I will log in maybe on my Hunter to start. It's also a nice thing with WoW, I have some cosmetic sets on these lower level characters with the transmog system. So this might take a little bit to load. WoW, compared to Lotro, WoW is not on my solid state drive, so the load times are a bit slower. WoW is on my, it takes a lot of space. It takes, I think, almost as much space as my SSD even has. And my SSD is basically full of Lotro and whatever OS stuff, and I think might have like 20 gigabytes available, but not nearly enough for WoW. So to kind of go over my WoW experience, I guess, at the start here. WoW is the first MMO I played. So it would be, Lotro would be the second, I guess, I played. I might have played Rift a little bit before Lotro, I don't remember exactly, like way back when Rift was starting and played like a trial, and I don't think I ever actually subscribed to it when I was like sub-based, I think, way back when. But yeah, WoW was my first MMO. So I have that connection to it, and it's basically all I played until I started playing Lotro. This character is here in Burning Steppes. I don't know what my quest progress was, so I actually finished Burning Steppes. I think I need to head to Swamp of Sorrows, or I guess I gotta decide where I want to go on this character. That's one of the nice things. I love the scaling of the levels at these low levels, because you can kind of pick and choose which zone you want to go through, and I have a lot of alts here, so I can go through like all the different zones, because you definitely can't do all of them on one character and not end up out leveling stuff. So I kind of have to choose on this character where I would want to go. I think this one I've been doing, is there a way we can look? Like, I didn't do Badlands, I didn't do Searing Gorge. I think I did Red Ridge on this one. I really don't know what else I did. trying to look real quick, and I don't know if there's an easy way to just tell with the zones without actually clicking them here to see what I have. I think I did Duskwood. Yeah, I might have done Stranglethorn as well. I don't know if I did Stranglethorn on this character. There we go. I have not done Stranglethorn at all. It's kind of unfortunate that I'm like not in the middle of the zone, to be honest, because I would have liked to just jump in with questing. I might actually queue for a dungeon as well. From what I remember, these low-level dungeons are pretty fun to run on these characters as well. But I think I wouldn't mind heading to Tanaris and checking that out. That might be a bit hard to get to on this character. I have Darkshire for my Hearthstone. Because I think with this character I've been doing, I might have only done 3 zones. You just level so fast, it's kind of annoying, to be honest. I might have just done Duskwood, Redridge. I don't even think I did Westfall, did I? No. I discovered some of it, but I didn't do it. I did Elwyn Forest. I think I did all of Elwyn Forest, actually. Or was that might have been another character. I thought I would have had it all discovered if I did that. And then I did Redridge, and then Duskwood, and then I think I was already high enough level to do Burning Steps here. And just mixing in, I think I have done each dungeon only once as I've unlocked them, and just mixing in each dungeon once and questing in those 3 zones I've gotten this high level, or I guess it's 4 zones now. So that's kind of just how fast the leveling is. As far as I know, it does taper off a little bit at this level, gets a little bit slower. I guess this character is a minor in herbalism. Just gathering professions, it looks like. So yeah, let's go ahead and kill things. I think I'm in survival now. I haven't played survival too much since Battle for Azeroth, the changes with it. Where's my pet? There we go, call pet. I'll call my wolf. Is this survival? Kill command? Hold up. Raptor Strike. They changed survival so much actually since Legion. I actually ended up liking the way it played in Legion, so yeah. Also gotta get used to it actually being a melee class, so I think I need to use kill command as much as possible. Or that's my focus builder, and then I have my consumers here. Okay. So yeah, this is kind of, I feel like I need to do some sort of questing because just killing here isn't as much fun. So we'll go ahead, I guess, use my Hearthstone. That would be the easiest way to travel somewhere. I really don't know what I was planning on doing with this character. It's, again, been so long. I wouldn't mind doing Blasted Lands. We can actually head to Blasted Lands. I think that would be fun to do on this character. The first time I did Blasted Lands, it didn't have that many quests from what I remember. This was on my mage, my first mage. But I thought it was okay, the little bit I did of it, but I don't remember doing that many quests there. And that was kind of around Burning Crusade time I would have been there. And then yeah, to go over while we're traveling here, my WoW experience a little bit more. So I started with a mage. That was my first kind of main class. I actually tried playing on a friend's account a rogue, and that really turned me off to the game. I did not enjoy playing a rogue. So then I made a mage like when I got my account and all that. Actually, what is the best way to go there? Might actually just have to run there from here. That's not too bad. And go through Deadwind Pass, and then I think we either get directly to Blasted Lands from Deadwind Pass, maybe. Kind of make it hard to switch zones. For some reason I thought you could just like click the zone and switch to it. It lets me go to Elwyn Forest, but I can't click off to the right and go to the Deadwind Pass here. So it goes to Swamp of Sorrows, it looks like, and then Blasted Lands. But yeah, while we're traveling here, I started with my mage and got him kind of leveling up. And then Burning Crusade was released while I was leveling him. Is this this time good for new playing WoW? I'm not really sure. If I were to recommend you play WoW, I would recommend you actually wait for WoW Classic and play that instead. But I still think leveling in lower level content in this game, especially with the scaling and the way that works, is pretty fun, so it could be good if you're just looking to level up. Especially going, even the higher level stuff isn't that bad for the first time, it's just repeating it, especially after Draenor, I think, or starting with Draenor, it just kind of gets boring. But the low level stuff, anything up to Wrath of the Lich King, and then even the Cataclysm and Pandaria stuff isn't too bad. I really like Mist of Pandaria. Kind of running past here with my mountain, just going through this area. It's also a pretty small zone, dead one past it, mainly has Karazhan. But yeah, Burning Crusade was released when I was leveling my mage. And I think my mage by then was, I don't really know, in the 40s maybe. And yeah, I was a really big noob in WoW for a long time there. That's why I'm excited for Classic WoW. I just want to see if I notice. It's been a long time, so I don't really remember everything. I feel like I should pick up all these herbs as I pass them, but probably don't really need to. I might switch from survival. It's not really boring. It's just there's not much to it, so I guess it is kind of, in a way, boring. But once I actually get questing, it might not be too bad, but we can try something else here. I don't know when I did like my annual gameplays, which one. I don't remember which one I had the most fun on now. I have a heirloom bow. I have a lot of heirlooms. On some of my characters I've been equipping them, but some of them I haven't been. Guess I should summon my pet again. I guess it's over here on this one. They also changed the skill bar, so now you have kind of the 2 rows. So I had the 2 rows before, but it was spread across basically the whole screen, and you didn't have this little sidebar of, I guess that's 12 skills total there. So I'm still trying to get used to that setup in the game in general. Oops. So where do we need to go? I don't know exactly where. I guess if I follow the road I could eventually get there. But I don't know exactly where I need to go to get to Blasted Lands. Yeah, it looks like there's a little path through the mountains there. Oh, and we just ran into like a horde camp. So when Burning Crusade was released, I also had a lot of alts. I pretty much started WoW with getting into the alcoholism with all the alts, and with Burning Crusade I made a shaman, and then shaman became one of my favorite classes. I guess mage and shaman were my 2 favorite classes for a long time there. Ooh, if I can get this rich thorium vein, that would be nice. I don't really know what the skill level. My herbalism's close to 300, my mining's a little bit lower. Got the full thorium ore. I don't really care about that if I'm not going to be playing WoW all too much, but it's still nice to get stuff while going through here. It's just been fun collecting all these things along the way, all the crafting ingredients along the way, and just doing that when I've been playing my lower levels. And that was mainly during Legion when that was getting kind of boring. I think some of the class changes, starting with Draenor, haven't really been that great. Legion did some good things, but some really bad things overall, and then Battle for Azeroth just continued with the bad things, and it's had some, I think, good changes for... I don't know why I keep pressing J. I guess in Lotra that brings up like your traits, but as far as N goes, I can bring up my talents. You only get, that's one annoying thing as well, you get so few stuff along the way leveling, especially at higher levels. While leveling you actually just get stuff automatically from leveling, which is nice, but as far as doing stuff and actually putting points into something, you just have these talents. And I only have 3 at level 45, it feels like I should have a lot more. So yeah, I kind of preferred the old talent system, but I see a little bit on why they would have chosen to get rid of it. But more of my WoW experience here. We have Burning Crusade. I did get to level 70, but I didn't do much in-game with it. I did some instances, never really did heroics or any raids. I think I tried to join like a Karazhan group, but again, I was a noob at the time and had no idea what was going on. So I need to kill a scout, and it looks like he is in Netherguard here. No, he's just outside of it. No, I saw another quest on the mini-map earlier. I don't know where it went. Okay, it's back. I actually want to make my Hearthstone here as well if I can find somebody for that. One thing I still like about WoW is just how smooth it is, and I'm trying to think what to call that, but yeah, it's a very smooth game. Don't really have many issues with it. Is the Hearthstone? I'd expect there to be a separate end, but it might actually be in the little building there. Yeah, it's really weird actually being able to hear the in-game music. I mentioned that at the beginning, but since I can't do that in Lotro, here's the Innkeeper. That works. I think I have a talent that summons another pet. Yeah, Animal Companion. I like having 2 pets. That's one thing about Marksman. I like Marksman, but it seems very much to push you towards not having a pet, and you can still have a pet, but like one part of the Hunter I do like is having a pet. So we need to kill a scout, but I don't see one here. Oh, there he is. What does Barb Shard even do? That gives, generates focus, and then Cobra Shot consumes. Okay, I really don't have that many skills. I guess I've gotten too much used to playing Lotro where I actually have a few skills. That's kind of one of the complaints I had about Guild Wars 2 actually, is how little you have to actually use. It makes the gameplay part of it a little bit more boring. And I understand while leveling you could just not have many and you get more while leveling. But I feel like at level 51 I should have a little bit more, and I kind of think the issue still exists at higher level. Especially for some classes and some specs. Some of them aren't as bad. Like, I just, in general, like having more to do than have one consumer, one cooldown, that's a cooldown consumer actually, and then one cooldown builder for my focus, and then just an AoE version of the consumer. It's not really the most exciting. I think in Legion I did have a little bit more at this level on each spec. And that's kind of why I was enjoying playing this character. In Battle for Azeroth I just haven't played that much in general, but when did I miss another quest here? I'm really not doing good with keeping track of things right now. Okay, hopefully, I guess it does look like I have to run all the way back up. Or maybe that's in the basement. I don't know, maybe I just did miss a quest up there. Wrong way. I always don't like navigating these things that much. They have a lot of these. I think I remember from Wrath of the Lich King they have a lot of keeps like this. Okay, we got that. You don't know what to play until WoW Classic trying Elder Scrolls Online, but the combat is terrible. Yeah, I kind of looked at Elder Scrolls Online a little bit, and I'm not too much of a fan of that sort of combat system. And yeah, I'm also pretty excited for WoW Classic, kind of waiting for that. And at least a game I could recommend is trying Lotro. Maybe that's the main other game I play. Lord of the Rings Online. Okay, so I think I need to kill some of these guys and open weapon crates. And kill a captain. I don't know if I like those health bars. They kind of get in the way a little bit, but they still have the nameplates anyway. And it's good to know about their health there, just like in the middle of the screen. We'll try Lotro. Is it good for more PvE than PvP player? Yes, it is definitely geared more towards PvE. PvP, they do have it. It's kind of different than other games. And it's not really in a great state right now, and it's not really something I would recommend doing with that. So if you're looking for a PvP game, that's probably not that great then. How do I destroy these? What? There we go. I guess I just gotta keep throwing these. Can I move that to a hotkey? I guess not. I totally missed that one. I'll probably do a couple of quest sets and then switch characters. We'll see how Blasted Lands starts. This is really not like what I remember Blasted Lands. I haven't done it. I guess they've changed it a bit over time. But yeah, I haven't actually played it recently. That's kind of why I thought it would be a good choice and see what it's like now. Just to get something to start the stream off with at least. I think my Shaman's in Stranglethorn Vale, so we can check that one out. While Classic will keep the new graphics, I'm actually not sure on that one. I think I've seen some things about it keeping the old, but I don't know if anything, at least that I have seen, has been confirmed. So what are we doing? We're looking for Captain Metlek. I love the old questing system in WoW. It's a lot more linear now, which kind of helps you follow along a little bit more, but I don't enjoy it quite as much. I kind of just like when you get a bunch of random quests to go all these different places. That's why I love Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King questing so much. I love those areas. You don't think Classic will have the new graphics, at least not all of it? Yeah, I kind of remember hearing some things about that, them keeping the graphics like it was. As far as changes go though, I wouldn't mind something like a graphics update. Or maybe some other quality of life fixes, or I don't know, then you get too much into, I think they've talked about this in some of like their blog or forum posts, but if you start changing too much, then it's kind of not really Classic WoW anymore if they want to keep the experience as it was in vanilla. But then at the same time, it would, in my opinion, be nice to have some specific quality of life changes. I don't even know what there is specifically, but like bug fixes, things like that could be good. And increased graphics, maybe as an option at least, wouldn't be a bad thing to me. I feel like increased was a bad term, but just better graphics in general wouldn't be a bad thing to me. Hey, Brian's Gate. Okay, turn that in. Already leveled up. I don't even know what level. I guess I'm level 52, but I don't know what I started this like XP wise, if I'm leveling up fast or not. Okay, so now we need to do a closer look and scout the ships on this Shatter Shore. That could have been a good introduction quest set, I guess, to Netherguard. We'll have to see where the zone goes. There are 3 story chapters, so I'm just kind of curious where this will go, if it will get a little bit more interesting, or if I'll recognize some more of the stuff from when I remember going through here the first time. So the old graphics aren't that bad. You actually like the old ones more. It's kind of interesting. I don't really remember the old graphics that much. It's been so long, and As far as like my computer, I would have been playing on a not so great laptop. Is that all I needed to do, really? Yeah, this zone is so much different than when I last played. I've been here before, but like I've been here since they've updated it, but I haven't actually, again, done anything. What is that effect? Soaking wet. Chance to inflict fire damage? That's weird. I would expect if they're soaking wet, like a chance to not do fire damage. Private servers. Yeah, I played on a couple private servers for a while, but never really stuck with keeping up with them. And that's how you know how the old graphics look. That's true. I didn't even think about that. I have played on... I don't know if I played on a vanilla private server. I think I have, but I didn't really get all that far with it again. But very briefly played on a couple, and kind of what I remember, the graphics, they weren't actually all that bad. And having lower graphics, you know, helps with performance, I guess. Like, I'm not even having performance issues at all here. I could probably turn my settings up a bit even. So what do I need to do? I assume I need to go over here. Need to get this thing on my mini-map. Mountain Silver Sage. That sounds tasty. So Brian's Gate has left WoW for ESO, then left ESO, and now on Lotro. So far Lotro has been the most fun. Well, that's good because I enjoy Lotro, and it's always a game I would recommend at least trying, so it's good that you're enjoying Lotro, I think. Beheading Blade of the Fire Flash, that had an interesting icon. Looks pretty normal though. Okay, we might try a different spec. Oh, I have something, I guess, that triggers that resets the cooldown of Barb Shot. But yeah, this really isn't the actual, what I'm doing with my skills isn't the most interesting. I don't know if I'm missing anything. Yeah, looks like I just have 3 main skills, basically. So we haven't tried marksmanship. So far, survival. Survival isn't too bad. I would have to play that a little bit more now that I'm questing. But so far, survival wasn't all that great, and Beast Mastery was a lot worse than I remember it in Legion. Okay, so Marksman, we'll do the same wolf, I guess. And then Kill Jaden looked into starting Lotro, but it's like $150 to get the whole game. That is unfortunately very true. Rapid fire, this sounds fun. Can I use that? Usable while moving. Oh, I could have been moving the whole time. Can I use this? Can't use this while I'm moving. I think I can use Steady Shot while moving. I actually love Steady Shot. I was very sad when they removed it from Hunters, and I'm glad they added it back. Did I do some sort of like raining arrows type thing? What am I doing to do that? I have no idea. I assume I'm doing that, but I have no idea what I'm doing to do that. Maybe it's a talent or something? I don't have any buff on that's like giving me that. Volley, your auto attacks have a chance to cause a volley of arrows on the target, dealing damage there. So yeah, I guess that's that's pretty neat actually. I think volley used to be an actual skill though, or something like it at least. Yeah, I think marksman's going to be something I enjoy a bit more just because of the... Not just because I do have basically one more skill with the 20-second cooldown, but just the way it plays, it seems a bit more enjoyable at this point. So Beast Mastery is a 3-button rotation and Marksman just doesn't do enough damage. Yeah, Beast Mastery, that's kind of why I wanted to switch off of it, because it is only 3-button. I feel like as far as what I'm doing here, need to get more of these. What do I need to do? Darktail Bone Pickers. I need to free them somehow. Probably focus on that a little bit. Oh, is that all I do? And I have to do that for 20 of them? At least that has a long range, I suppose. Oh, that one didn't even... One of them just died, I thought. aim shot isn't doing, or not aim shot, but multi-shot isn't doing all that much damage. This actually isn't too bad that I'm not able to just like completely plow through this with AoE. Gotta remember I have disengage there. I'm also kind of used to Lotra where you can just kind of do that and not really care about how much you pull. And I was able to handle that pretty easily overall. It's just kind of, my damage actually ended up being lower than I expected. So yeah, Marksman Hunter was a little bit weird in Legion. And I think overall the way it plays, I actually enjoy it more now, even though it was actually, my hunters at least, it seemed pretty strong on them in my experience, so it was good in that regards, but just a little bit less fun to play, I guess. I think I need to use aim shot on cooldown is probably the way to go about this. I think, yeah, that's my high damage skill. And that also makes something about arcane shot and multi-shot. Focus cost reduced and damage increased. Kind of like also being able to move and do some kiting though when not casting aim shot. So you have mained BM Hunter since WoD, and BFA's BM does not feel like it is doing damage at all, and you don't really enjoy the kill command spamish rotation. Yeah, I haven't played Hunter all too much. It's probably not the best class for me to talk about, but compared to something like Major Shaman where I've just had a lot more experience on it, even something like a Druid, a Hunter is just kind of, it's similar to Lotra, middle of the pack class to me. I haven't played it all that much, but I definitely don't dislike it. But just from my experience, Beastmaster, well, back when I first started with like my first Hunter, Beast Mastery was one I never really wanted to play. And I would always play Marksmanship actually. Yeah, sometimes they just die, and I guess sometimes it doesn't quite kill them and they'll just aggro you. So I just need one more, can go ahead and pull it at least. Might as well gather herbs while my pet's doing the tanking. I also really like the sound in WoW. It just seems to have good sound quality and all the effects have nice sounds. Although some of them, I used to like the sounds a bit more, but some of them I think don't have as good sound effects as they used to. Like Arcane Explosion I think is one specific. I was playing my Runekeeper, my mage I mean. And Arcane Explosion was one I used to like the sound of, just sounded like an Arcane Explosion, but now it sounds not as good. Like they just made a worse sound effect for it. Yeah, and Shaman's, why did Blizzard remove 99% of totems? It's kind of funny because I was just looking through some of my screenshots for WoW trying to see something for a thumbnail. I ended up not using any of those, but just looking through that real quick, my screenshot folder, and I had the earliest screenshots there are actually from when I started playing again in Cataclysm, and I didn't really take many screenshots, but I had a couple of my Shaman, and just seeing the actual totems on our skill bar was really nice to see, and I missed those. But yeah, totems are like a big part of a Shaman to me, and they kind of removed a lot of it. Searing Totem. Yeah, that one was fun, Searing Totem, and then Magma Totem I also had fun with. Sentry Totem, I'm trying to remember which one that is. And Stoneclaw, one of them slows. I don't know if that might be like an Earth one, but I don't recognize by name if that's Stoneclaw or Sentry Totem. One of them, at least one of the updated versions of them, like removed fears. I kind of remember the stat ones as well. They just like basically provided stats and buffs. What do we need to do here? I might actually kind of wanting to switch to a shaman now and get to playing that, but I feel like I played hunter a little bit enough here and kind of finding out that it's not enjoyable as it really used to be with Legion with leveling. Sentry was like the screenshot totem in vanilla as far as you know. Okay. I also remember having to do the quest to unlock the totems. Those were kinda... It was a bit of a process from when I remember getting those on my shaman at the start. So what do I need to do? Just kill 6 of these? Okay, that's pretty easy. So yeah, we'll probably do this quest set and then I'll switch characters, and pretty conveniently I have a shaman at low level that I've been enjoying. At least with Legion. I am leveling like super fast here. It's kind of concerning. I know in general, just because there are so many levels in WoW, leveling fast is a good thing, but leveling to me is the only part of WoW I've been enjoying lately, so it's kind of, I wish it would be a little bit more slow, and that's why I have so many ults now. Something's slowing me. Blast Wave. I want to get that small thorium vein. Wait, I need to kill... What do I need to do? Oh, I need to loot them, I guess. And that's when I'll get these. I haven't been really looting them. So you also agree that leveling is way more fun? Yeah. And I really just like the... pretty much anything from Classic to Burning Crusade, Wrath, and then Cataclysm. But Pandaria, I haven't gone through Pandaria and Cataclysm that level range since they've done the scaling. So I don't mind trying to do like all of Mists of Pandaria and actually getting through all of those zones. Tons of rares where I'm at to get lots of XP. I honestly, like, I like killing rares and doing that, but I really don't need the XP right now. I think I'm also in the heirlooms, at least some of them, or maybe all of them. I guess I'm in all the heirlooms, which means I'm leveling faster, which I kind of equipped them because I didn't mind doing that, because with leveling all my ults, it just meant I got through everything quicker, and I didn't really have to worry about the gear upgrades. But I don't know, it's hard for me to not equip heirlooms when I have them. I just feel like if I have them, I should use them. So we can turn this in. So you're a fellow Altaholic. Yeah, that's something, I don't know why, it's just kind of when I first started playing WoW, I always made a lot of ults and wanted to level them. I think I just like playing all the different classes and leveling, and going through different areas while leveling. Oh yeah, and as far as what server I'm on, Fane Hill there, I am on the Scryers, which is actually linked to Argent Dawn, so Argent Dawn is my main server actually. It's just all my low level ults are on the Scryers because it's linked, so they're all kind of technically on the same server, just different realms. Allows me to have more character slots and have more of the same, I guess, more characters on the same server there that way. Okay, so we'll go ahead and wait on this one and switch characters, probably to my shaman. Hunter and BFA is poop. That is honestly kind of what I'm experiencing right now. This is not nearly as enjoyable as it was in Legion. In Legion, I was having a ton of fun leveling this character, and the actual playing while leveling was a lot more fun on all 3 specs. I enjoyed all 3 of them, and I got the variety of all 3 of those. See, I think I have, yeah, the red transmog on this one, because it's like a fiery shaman. I was able to get it has the Sentry totem in the background, but it just kind of fits the shaman theme, I think. I don't know what set this is. I have a few cosmetic sets, like the one on my hunter. You can have 50 characters on a single server / realm now? Well, that is a very significantly good change to me. That was one issue I always ran into. I want to just have more characters on the same realm. I wanted like 2 of each class, basically. Why am I elemental right now? We need to go... We need to go to enhancement here. Enhancement's my main spec. I've always played that on my shaman, and elemental's kind of been a side thing. I enjoy elemental, I just prefer enhancement. Why? I thought I had a cloak on this set. Let me see. I have the Grand Expedition Yak. I'm pretty sure I have a cloak. Maybe it's a higher level cloak I have. Yeah, it might be my higher level shaman that I had the cloak on. That's kind of bothering me now. You're happy they raised it? I would be really happy they raised it. I didn't even know they did that. So this character, I think she's in Stranglethorn as far as questing, and her Hearthstone's not there though. I have a lot of different ores and leathers. I guess she's a skinner and a miner. Okay. I actually think I did a little brief leveling series on this character. I kind of forgot about that. So we have a lot of quests down here, actually. Probably go to... I don't know. Fort Livingston? That sounds good. Let's see, what is this character's gear? Yeah, she has heirlooms as well. I have a lot of gems as well. I don't know why I have all these on this character, but I guess I do. Probably could have visited my bank, or they have like a regent bank I think now. You can put all your crafting ingredients there. Probably could have done that and put some stuff in there and cleaned my inventory. Or I think you might actually have to buy that for like 1,000 gold, so I don't know if I've done that. Is there a way to look at my heirlooms? Not my heirlooms, my cosmetics. There is a button for that, I think, not music. What am I trying to bring up? I'm thinking like all the Lotro keybinds, Shift P, that's what I want to do. Yeah, so here are all of my actual cloaks, okay. Shroud of Stormon? I don't remember having that. So this is the Battleforge set. I think the Captain set is one I use on one of my other characters. And I use the blue one on my Hunter. Might use the red one on a character. I don't know if I have all the pieces for that. Yeah, it's kind of, I just have so limited with the sets, I can't really do all that much. Like this green set, I think if they had, I don't know what the other pieces look like, but that could be something interesting for a character. Split Steel... I don't know if I have something with a set with that. Guess I could look at the pants and see. Oh, this might be that green one. I don't know. But yeah, there's not really, just as far as full sets go with the cosmetic transmog gear, I guess. I don't really have all that many full sets, so I'm kind of stuck with these low level ones on all these characters. Well, and all these characters are low level anyway, so they can't really use all that much. But even for my high levels, I just don't have that much that I can do full sets with. So it's kind of annoying in that way. Wilfred says that he paid for my trip to Explorers League dig site. I'm ready to depart. Is that area? Yeah, I don't think I am going to go there. I need to do some of these Northern Stranglethorn quests. It's really nice, the scaling, just because I can go through like the whole zone and don't have to worry I'm level 44 and can just go back to the zone and it basically be on level. Forget to loot and skin. I'm also used to Lotro where you don't have to loot, or there's nothing you can like interact with the mob when they're dead with. Just heard somebody stealth around me. I guess it was one of the tigers or maybe a panther. So yeah, I think some of the things with Shaman, some of the changes they made have made them more fun. Like Crash Lightning is a pretty fun skill, but I do miss a lot of their old stuff, like the thing you could use to make the totem burst into a fire AoE. Just a lot of things I miss from the old Shaman, but some of the stuff they've added is actually pretty nice. Like, you actually do, I guess Rockfighter doesn't actually enhance your weapons, but Flame Tongue at least gives you an actual like enhancement and plays the enhancement Shaman playstyle. I also miss Earth Shock. Can't really use any shocks as enhancement, so that is something else I miss with that. But yeah, they're still at least fun to play. They're just so much fundamentally different. But at least to me, they're still enjoyable to play. Who is that? That is a Horde. I want to avoid them. I haven't really talked about Alliance versus Horde much, so I started playing Alliance because that's what like all my friends played when we started with WoW on this server. So it's kind of just what I played, and I have made some Horde characters. Wow, I'm actually dying here. That's kind of fun. I could use one of my many cooldowns or my stun or something, and not just sit here dealing damage and trying to slowly heal myself. There we go. But yeah, this is a lot more difficult than, for example, Lotro Landscape. So it's just kind of nice to see that change again. Not used to it too much, and I have stuff to deal with it. Where do I need to go now? I just have so many, I guess, things still left to do here in Northern Stranglethorn. I really don't know. I haven't actually finished any chapters, it looks like. That's kind of odd, because I have all these quests and I haven't finished any chapters, so that's a bit weird to me. Probably finishing Nessingwary's expedition now, if I'm doing like the getting the big game hunter, that one done. I feel like my mount's like really fast. I don't know if compared to Lotro the mount just seems slower or if it's actually that much faster. Oh yeah, I talked about queuing for a dungeon because those are something I enjoy doing at this level. We can try that. I think Shaman's a good class to do that on as well because I enjoy playing it, especially a lot more than Hunter. Just compared to Hunter, I have 4 main skills and then a 5th for AoE. I don't know. That's still not that many skills when I actually list it out, and 6 isn't like, I'm actually in a guild on this character. It's interesting. But yeah, I still find it more enjoyable to play. I don't know, I guess I get talents in one level. Those are kind of boring utility type ones. As far as skills I don't think I really get much else. Yeah, I don't really get anything else, it looks like, unfortunately. But anyway, we can, what is the button for that? I don't know if there's a specific dungeon I'd like to do. I wouldn't mind doing Zul'Farrak. That's a kind of slower one though. Oh, I also don't want to heal right now. Jungle Stalker. I don't know, for some reason I really want to kill him right now. So yeah, we need to go up here and do Moshog Bounty and something else. We have the Mind's Eye. I don't know what that is. Guess collect that from Mazoth, some ogres we'll be dealing with. Like, yeah, I am definitely enjoying playing this a lot more than the Hunter. Even in AoE, like, I still have a 5th skill, I guess. It just feels more varied, even though I don't, I guess, have, like, a lot more skills. It's not like I'm using 7 different skills in my rotation, but it's still more enjoyable. But while we're doing this, I can talk a little bit about my experience with leveling in specific zones in WoW. So, as far as early zones, what I like, I really like Azure Mist Isle. I used to like Elwyn Forest, but they haven't changed it all too much actually. That one's still pretty fun to go through. But I really like the Azure Mist Isle and Blood Mist Isle because that's kind of got the Burning Crusade style of questing that I love so much. The Shaman, what are they called? Draenor starter zones. So I love going through those and completely completing them, especially Blood Mist Isle. That one's a lot more fun than Azure Mist Isle, actually. But that's a really fun zone, and it looks like I could actually do that on this character still. I've done 4 out of 8 storylines, actually. Okay. For some reason, I thought I actually finished that on this character. It might have been another one that I completed on, because I would have discovered the island. One of my characters, I went through like all the island and all the quests. But yeah, that's a pretty fun zone to me for the lower ones. And then moving on, Duskwood. So I have a story about Duskwood. And this is way back when I first started WoW, and again was a complete noob. So on my mage, I was going through Westfall, which would have been like level 15-ish maybe at the time. And I decided to walk into Duskwood. And then I got to Raven Hill, that's what that place is called. A really scary place, which was actually scary to me at the time. And that place was very dangerous, even if you were on level. So not just like a level 15 Westfall mage. And I kept dying there. And I couldn't get out of Duskwood. But the reason I couldn't get out is because I actually deleted my Hearthstone, and I have no idea why or how. But I guess I decided at some point to delete my Hearthstone because I didn't need it anymore. And that character was stuck in Duskwood, and I just don't remember how I ever got out of there, because I think every time I tried to run somewhere I was dying and had no way to get back to Westfall, but somehow I got out of there eventually. Yeah, I guess I just need to kill the boss up here now. But yeah, that's kind of my experience with Westfall. I also loved killing the Foe Reaper 2000. I think that was his number. He was fun to kill. And Dead Mines was fun. That Defias, the moon something or other. What's that place called? Moonbrook. That was pretty dangerous. The pillagers, the ones that casted like the fireballs, the mages basically, they were pretty dangerous. But that was pretty fun, I think, going through that on my mage. And then Raven Hill was pretty difficult once I eventually went through that, and I don't remember where I went after that on my mage. Kind of mainly remember Westfall and Duskwood a little bit more. And then it's kind of like a blur, and then I went to Tanaris. I assume I did Stranglethorn Vale, actually. I think I actually did Stranglethorn. Now that I remember that a little bit more. And then I went to... Yeah, Tanaris. So in Tanaris, I had a lot of fun questing there on my mage. Once I actually, was able to do quests, that was a pretty fun zone to me. So I enjoyed that. And then I think I ran out of quests before I got high enough level for Ungoro Crater. I think that's what it's called, Ungoro. So I still went to Ungoro, and at the time I had a hunter friend who was actually in Ungoro questing and leveling, so I just tagged along with him. And very slowly leveled there, basically grinding. Oh, I also did Felwood. When did I do Felwood? I don't know when I did Felwood, if it would have been after Tanaris, but before Ungoro probably. When I actually, eventually I got into actually going into Ungoro. Hey Blackmate, you have a question. If you buy Battle for Azeroth, do you still have to pay per month? Yes, you do. So WoW is completely sub-based, so you still have to pay the subscription. Right now specifically, they're just having an event where anybody with an inactive account can play for free without a subscription. That's kind of why I'm able to play here. Let's see, going back to, yeah, so I don't know when I did Felwood. I think I eventually went into Winterspring, but never actually went there to quest, and then I did Silithus. And then I had to do some of Blasted Lands. And then around that time, I think is when Burning Crusade was being released. And then Burning Crusade I went to actually early, level 56, and basically grinded those boars and Hellfire Peninsula to level 58 for some reason. I have no idea why, but that's what I decided to do. Did I kill the guy I needed to in here? I haven't been paying attention to what I'm doing. Just been like running through the cave, killing ogres. Ogres are really fun to kill in this game. Which reminds me, actually also did Hillsbrad Foothills. So I couldn't actually quest. I don't think there were any quests in Hillsbrad Foothills that I ever did, but I just went there and like grinded and had fun in there. And there were ogres there. I remember having fun killing the ogres there. Actually, I guess explored quite a bit and went to quite a few different places while leveling. Did a lot of grinding and a little bit of questing. Not really sure when I go back to actually Classic WoW if it will be kind of similar, if I'll find that it is more grinding without any quests or not. Or just because I'm less of a noob in general, I actually know what to do. Potion of Curing. That sounds pretty nice. Imbiber is cured of up to 4 poisons up to level 60. That sounds nice. So we need to do 1, 2, and 3, and then probably run around for some turn-ins. So you're so sad now, you really want to play the game, but you can't pay per month. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that you have to pay per month if you... Like some games are, you could just buy them and not have to still pay the subscription, but WoW is still completely like subscription based with that. There is, I guess, one technical way around that, which I have actually done in the past, and I might even have enough gold for it now, but you can get WoW tokens for endgame gold, and do be warned, they cost a lot of gold, and it's a little bit harder to get that, especially as a new player. But it is an option if you like gold farming and could get enough gold for that. That is an option to kind of avoid paying real money for it. You could pay in-game gold instead for your subscription, which is a nice thing WoW has. I kind of wish Lotro had something like that. And Lotro used to be able to sell stuff from the Lotro store for in-game gold, then they kind of removed it, and gold spam actually got worse after that, at least in my experience, which they kind of... Yeah, pulling 4 Murlocs is never the best idea, especially when they're ranged here. At least these aren't like the super swarmy types. And Murlocs, just like run into them and remembering all the stuff with how difficult they were and how much trouble I had with Murlocs on my Mage and Classic, and even up through Wrath even. At lower levels on different characters, just had so much trouble with Murlocs. Thinking Westfall in particular, I remember that one being pretty difficult up in here. So what do we need? We need a Blood Scalp Totem and a Blood Scalp Lore Tablet. I don't know if I've uploaded, have I finished? I don't know if I've actually finished uploading all the episodes of Mage Play that I recorded, but I played him some in Battle for Azeroth, but it was really, they also made Mage at low level a lot less enjoyable. I think in general Mage is in a really bad state overall with Battle for Azeroth. Legion wasn't that great for them in my opinion, which is probably kind of unpopular opinion actually. I think Legion was pretty bad for mages. And I think basically everything... Warlords of Draenor was really bad for mages. Especially Fire Mage. They basically keep making Fire Mage worse every expansion to me. Who is that thing? That is... Pogian? Oh, he's a giant cat. He's not just like a... He's a giant cat with red eyes. Okay, I have never seen... It's the Fire Spirit. I've never seen that before. I think this guy deserves my Earth Elemental. It looks like Flame Tongue. Oh, he died pretty quickly there. Let's see if he has anything good. He has Superior Shoulders of the Quick Blade and Tiger Meat. One of those could have even been from the Panther. Got a lot of XP. Got like a quest turn's worth, I guess. Got some not too interesting shoulder pads. But what was I going on about? I don't even remember anymore. Oh yeah, so Mage. They really did make, I think they keep making Fire Mage especially, because Fire Mage is the one I enjoyed the most, and I always didn't really dislike, but I was kind of anti-Frost because I enjoyed Fire. It just naturally made me anti-Frost. And Arcane was just kind of meh the whole time. I think Arcane's always been pretty meh feeling. I would actually, I don't know if this game's really fit for it, but wouldn't mind seeing Arcane Mage just completely revamped into a support style thing that does kind of thinking in terms of Lotro, some sort of buffing and debuffing, and not necessarily direct healing, and also doing damage at the same time. So yeah, we can do Zul'Farrak. Zul'Farrak's a dungeon I really enjoy, especially going through all the side bosses, so hopefully we go through all of them. I don't know how the difficulty of dungeons is. This is one of the first ones I've done in Battle for Azeroth while leveling. We'll see how this goes. I'm actually the lowest level here, but with the scaling it doesn't really matter, so that's nice as well with dungeons. Everything scales to the individual players' levels. Now we're actually going through this a bit slowly. I don't know if somebody's just AFK there, but yeah, we're actually killing kind of slow. She's just like sliding along the floor there. So yeah, that's kind of with Mage. I actually enjoy Frost a lot more right now. I kind of hate that I enjoy Frost more than Fire because I shouldn't enjoy Frost. But it's actually somewhat enjoyable now. I still think the class as a whole is in a much worse state than it. Just keeps getting worse and worse expansion, and I think kind of Legion and Warlords of Draenor, but Legion was really bad for Mage in general, and then it just got much worse again in Battle for Azeroth. That's kind of, it used to be my favorite class, but I would definitely say Shaman is much more enjoyable right now. And would actually pretty easily overtake Mage. Have I really only been going an hour? It feels like I've been going. I guess I've just been talking so much about WoW and doing so many things. Already played like 2 different classes. Is he one of those like Cold Terran? Yeah, he looked like one. One of the fat humans, I guess. I don't know necessarily fat, just from what I've seen in them, but they're bigger, definitely. But yeah, it feels like I've been going a whole lot longer because I've just been talking about so much and doing so many different things here. I'm getting a ton of XP per kill. It's kind of concerning. Hope I don't level up like way too much here because I wouldn't mind. It doesn't really matter like way too much, but I wouldn't mind staying lower level so I could at least finish Stranglethorn before I have to. Oh, this character is only 44. For some reason I was thinking 54 and like 50 was Burning Crusade. Yeah, something like that. I thought I only had like 6 more levels, but it's fine if I level a bit more fast. I just want to finish Stranglethorn on this character in general. Like, if I ever really get, if WoW somehow fixes itself, or if Blizzard's fix WoW, rather. That's just something I'd like to do in the future. But probably with WoW Classic, it'll be hard for me to play regular WoW, I am assuming. Especially if WoW Classic, if they actually upgrade to like Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King eventually. That would be pretty fun to me as well. And I'd probably pretty much definitely stick with that because I just enjoyed the combat and the content. So the combat, the gameplay system, and the content a lot more back then. And then I always get sidetracked because I've been just like talking about how much I've been talking about, but I keep getting sidetracked by different things, different WoW thoughts basically. But to get a little bit back on the zones, so this reduces the cooldown capacitor totem. Is that really what it's called? It's not like static totem or whatever. This is actually static charge. This is the sun one. It had a different name, I think, used to. By 5 seconds for each enemy stun up to 20 seconds. Okay, Earth Shield. Increase in damage. I kind of like the movement speed, but I think Earth Shield would be kind of most quality of life type thing. I also really miss Lightning Shield. That might be a talent now. Is Lightning Shield really not a talent anymore? Dang. I really miss Lightning Shield though. Miss Lightning Shield, Earth Shock all the totems. And explode the totem into fire thing. Somebody has a Murloc pet, it looks like. Yes, I know I have unspent talent points. This is kind of fun going through it a little bit slower, instead of just plowing through everything like super easy mode. It takes a little bit more time to kill things. I don't know how the tank and healer, like how they're doing, but they seem to be surviving pretty well, so it's not like we're just getting completely nuked as well. We're also a little bit more survivable, it seems like. But to get back to the zones, we got through basically up to Burning Crusade. I think some of my general experience up to that, as far as the zones go, and I guess leveling experience in general. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I did do Western Plaguelands. I did so many different things. I guess you just had to do so much to level up. I also did Western Plaguelands on my mage. Some of it. I don't know if I ever went into Eastern Plaguelands, but I did the start of Western Plaguelands at least. I always seem to do like a start of a zone and then just like not do anything else with it. I don't know if that's, again, because of my newbiness, or if there is actually something about the way the questing was in the game that it was like that for some reason. I'm thinking it was more my newbiness, but we'll see in WoW Classic. And then, yeah, to get finally back to the zones after Burning Crusade, so I actually was enjoying Hellfire Peninsula once I got questing there, but I also really wanted to get out of it. I wanted to get out of that orange place really badly, so I went to Zangar Marsh. Is that what it's called? Zangar Marsh? For some reason I'm thinking it's Zangar Marsh. That might be it. Let's just totally stop this dungeon. We'll press pause and then... Yeah, Zangar Marsh. I actually got that one right. So I went to Zangar Marsh as early as possible, and I had a lot of fun in Zangar Marsh. And then I went to Terracar Forest a little bit. Didn't do too much there. And then I went to Nagrand, and Nagrand that just like instantly became my favorite zone in the whole game once I like started it. That was very fun for me to go through on my mage. I don't know if it would still be my favorite zone like in the entire game, but it's definitely up there, one of my favorite zones. The Draenor one was kinda... I don't know, it had a good start, but it kinda wasn't as good, I guess. The Draenor one it was pretty decent at kinda recreating it, a different version of it at least. But overall, I don't think it was as good. But yeah, that was a really fun zone, so I enjoyed going through that. And also my mage was a skinner before he actually became a tailor there, and that was pretty enjoyable. Skinning all the mobs with all the beasts and the Nesingwary thing there. So yeah, I spent a long time in Nagrand, and I remember when I hit level, what was that, 70? I actually did have to go to, what was the next zone? I did Nagrand basically until I had to leave, because just to level up, but what is that called? I feel like I should know the name of it. Shadow Moon Valley? Yeah, Shadow Moon Valley. I actually had to go in there. I didn't really do much with questing. I just basically grinded to level 70 from somewhat into 69, I suppose. I spent like a whole evening there grinding, and I got level 70 like way late at night. Way late at night for me, at least. I don't know, that was so long ago, I don't remember exactly when it was that I like hit it. Oh yeah, I need to get Earth Shield. I kind of like the idea of Ghost Wolf getting the increased movement speed, but generally I would be... Is this something? Yeah, this is... Oh, this actually has stacks, so I want to keep reapplying it when possible. Actually, I don't know if you can put this like on a tank. Yeah, I could put this on the tank and actually heal them. Increases your healing on them by 10% and healing them for 153 when they take damage. I don't know. Should I give it to the tank and be nice? Or do it while I take enough damage? Maybe the bear just dodges enough that she won't take any damage anyway. Theka the Martyr. This is our first mini-boss. We're finally to our first boss. Zul'Farrak's just such a massive dungeon with so many different bosses. A lot of them more like mini-style bosses like this one, which is pretty fun. That's kind of one thing about instances and raids in general in games. I wish they had more mini-bosses along the way to split up trash fights, because if you're going to have like a massive raid or massive dungeon, I really feel like you need some sort of something to break up the trash fights and not have trash fights like take way too long or way too long to get through. And I feel like mini bosses are the perfect thing for that, so you're not like spending way too long on a single boss trying to get through it, but just have something in between to be a little bit more. I'll just be slow and go in my wolf form. Okay, so to get back to Nagrand, yeah, Nagrand I had a lot of fun. Basically any sort of in-game thing I did was actually gold farming in Nagrand. I did all the instances again for Burning Crusade, at least most of them. I didn't actually ever go into Netherstorm or do any of those sort of instances associated with that. And then Wrath of the Lich King, that was pretty fun. I went to, on my mage, I went there first on my mage, so I actually got my shaman pretty high level. I don't think I quite got her to the level cap by the time Wrath of the Lich King was released, but I think it was pretty close. I think she was in Nagrand specifically when Wrath was released, but I definitely went through all of Wrath on my mage first, I do remember that. And I went to Howling Fjord on him. And for some reason, I'm thinking I also did Borean Tundra on him. Oh, I was able to skin him still. Okay, I think it's time to use some cooldowns. I don't know if this guy's really considered, as far as the dungeon here, it considers him like a bonus objective boss, but I don't know if he would really be considered a mini boss because he seems more of a main boss, but he is kind of off to the side like a mini boss. But what he actually does is very much more boss-like, like full boss-like, to me at least. Kind of what I'd consider mini-boss versus full boss. But anyway. Yeah, I went to Howling Fjord on my mage, and I think I did a lot of that, kind of the guard keep area. I didn't finish it, and I think I went to Borean Tundra after that, actually. And then I went to the Dragonblight, that zone. I did quite a bit of Dragonblight. And then I went to, kind of pretty much went in order from there. Went to Zoldrak, and then I went to Sholazar Basin. And that was a very enjoyable zone as well. That was kind of the Wrath of the Lich King version of Nagrand to me. Not quite as good as Nagrand, I don't think. But that was a really fun zone, and I kind of liked the environment and the story with the two different things, like the oracles and something else. I think one of them was oracles at least. I don't remember what I chose on my mage, but I chose one of those and kind of went through that quite a bit. And then I went to, what was the next one I went to? This is the northeast one. The one that wasn't Ice Crown. Eventually I did Ice Crown after that, but what was that zone called? It was the one with Ulduar and all that. I really should know the name of it without having to look on the map. I've actually been able to figure out all the zones. I was able to get Shadowman Valley right before I looked at it, but yeah, I'm drawing like a complete blank what that zone was called. We are killing him very slowly here. I think he had a healing totem at some point. There's an earth grab totem. Yeah, healing wave here. I actually have an interrupt. There we go. I'm gonna use my Ghost Wolves again, the cooldown of it. There we go, I was useful with my interrupt. I really don't, I should be able to figure out the name of the zone. I don't really want to look at it. Look at the map to give it away, but I might in a minute here if I can't think of it. I know it's not Stone Talon Mountains. For some reason that's just coming into my head. Something Peaks? Maybe? Ice... something... Wind... Storm Peak? Storm Peak? Okay, I'm going to guess it as Storm Peak. Storm Peaks? Something? The Storm Peaks. Oh, it's close. Oh, it says the Storm Peaks, but yeah, it's Storm Peaks. There we go. I like basically got it. But yeah, I went through that one a little bit. I didn't quite get all too much into it. But yeah, I did that one. It was kind of not as fun as Sholazar. It was kind of just a general zone. Zoldrak was also fun. It just wasn't quite, like, it had a lot of fun stuff with it, with the trolls and the blood trial thing. Whichever, the Amphitheater of Anguish, I guess that one was called. So that was fun. Here's the Witch Doctor Zumra. I really love this part of Zul'Farrak because you could pull all those little mummies, I guess they would be. Zombies, actually. Pull all the zombies from all the little shallow graves there. That is fun. I don't know if we could like really handle that right now with how little our damage is and stuff. So Storm Peaks was okay, and then I did Ice Crown, and I'm pretty sure I hit 80 in Ice Crown. I don't think I hit it in Storm Peaks. And then I went through on my Shaman. I don't really remember what I did on my Shaman as much for some reason. Yeah, I'm like drawing a blank of what I did on my Shaman or other characters. I leveled some other characters through there. Like, I think I had... Oh, I want to loot all these. Who did I even get? I got like 5 characters, I think, up to the cap in Wrath of the Lich King. My Paladin was one of them. I'm thinking Warrior for some reason. I'm actually not sure on that one. Hunter? Oddly enough, I think my Hunter was actually still in Outland. So I had my Mage, my Shaman, and then I think my Paladin. If I had 5, I don't know if I did have 5, but for some reason I'm thinking I had 5. Paladin's not even a class, it's like not the most enjoyable one for me. I don't think it was at the time either. I don't know why it was kind of a class I played that much, but I don't know, maybe it was more enjoyable than I'm remembering right now. Thinking the current state of Paladin, which is pretty bad for everything but Holy in my opinion. I don't even think Holy, I don't know for sure on that one, even if I think it's good, but I think Protection might not be too bad. Or actually Protection is bad, now that I remember what I was like playing that. And Retribution's like really bad to me. I think, or maybe I'm thinking in Legion, because Retribution was definitely less enjoyable in Legion. For some reason I'm actually thinking Battle for Azeroth kind of made it more enjoyable again. So let's see. I'm really only drawing, I don't think I had my warrior up there. What other classes are there anyway? Didn't have warlock, priest. Don't think I had my hunter. Could have just been those three, I guess. Or did I have my warrior? Okay, I 100% had my paladin. I actually remember that now. More vividly. I'm drawing a blank on like all the other classes in this game. Druid, I had Druid up there. That was another one. And so I did not have Priest, Warlock, or Hunter. Or don't think, pretty sure I didn't have Warrior. Forget with this part, if we can just like run down and do whatever, and I don't know. Used to be a little bit buggy, but I think they kind of fixed all that. Some fun AoE. Oh yeah, I kind of like the old system where you could put flame shock on an enemy and spread it with lava lash, and then you had a skill that like made all your flame shocks burst into AoE. That was really fun because it was kind of multiplicative when you got up that way. Yeah, rogue I didn't have 80, but that is another class there. I didn't really think about that one. Could have just been those four, but again, I'm thinking 5 for some reason. But then, towards the end of Wrath of the Lich King though, is kind of when I took a break from WoW. And then came back in Mists of Pandaria, actually. When some of my friends started playing again as well. And then as far as like leveling through that, some of the zones I enjoyed after that though. I enjoyed, or just kind of what I went through and then what I enjoyed. I did, what did I do? I tried to do the water zone on my mage. That was a very big mistake. I did not enjoy that at all. I think if I actually went through it and knew what I was getting into from the beginning, I might have enjoyed it a bit more. But that was kind of the worst experience I had in WoW. It was a very bad return to that. And then I found out you could actually get a Mount Hyjal there. And that's basically all I've done for that level on my other characters. You quite liked Outlaw, Rogue, and BFA. You stopped playing though? Now that you mention it, I think Rogue is one of the classes that might have actually been improved in BFA. Because I think some of the classes and specs are improved, it's just some of the ones I'm playing right now are ones that aren't really quite as much improved to me. And Shaman's basically the same, it seems like. I don't remember any significant differences, at least, from leveling this character in Legion. But yeah, now that you mention that, I do think Rogue, though, is one of the ones I kind of maybe have enjoyed more, especially Outlaw. I did not like Outlaw before when they introduced it, I guess in Legion. But it seemed more enjoyable to play from what I remember. Guess we got through that whole boss fight pretty... It's kind of a scattered fight just the way we did it, I guess. Why do I have chat channels? Are we in voice chat? Oh, join voice chat. Okay. I kind of forgot they added that system. I don't know when they added the voice chat here. So now we get to kill these friendly people. Or people that were friendly. But yeah, once I went to Mount Hyjal though on my mage, I enjoyed that a lot more. And then I started actually enjoying playing him a bit more. And then let's see, what did I go through after that? Mount Hyjal would have been Oldham? I think Oldham, that start of that was kind of enjoyable. Or the start of it, the very start of it wasn't that enjoyable, but then or was it the other way around? Start of it was enjoyable, then kind of a middle section there wasn't, and then it got enjoyable again. But I was really ready to get out of there, I remember. And Twilight Highlands, that was one I actually enjoyed a lot. I went through that quite a bit on my mage. Are those all the Cataclysm zones? It's not really that many, but it might have been all the ones I went through. There was the Maelstrom as well, but I never actually went there. And then Pandaria was actually really enjoyable. I kind of like, the questing was still a little bit linear. I think the Cataclysm questing kind of started the trend of slightly less enjoyable questing, but they still had some fun quest sets, so it was just kind of the way the questing was organized was actually a bit less enjoyable to me. I kind of didn't like it as much overall, but yeah, the Pandaria ones were pretty fun, and I really like Valley of the Four Winds. I basically completely finished that on my mage. That was fun to go through. And then after that, I think I did the North Zone. What was the North Zone? This one I don't mind looking because I'm not as attached to like Pandaria. Kunlai Summit. Yeah, I did Kunlai Summit, and then I think I did I get level 90 from that? Might have had to do some Talong Steps on him, I think. Or the Dreadways to get level 90. Yeah, I played WoW before Lotro. Basically, all my time playing MMOs was WoW until I started playing Lotro. And then I still played WoW a little bit when I started Lotro, I think. But I took a break from WoW and started playing Lotro even more, I guess. More consistently. And then went back to WoW and stopped playing Lotro again as much. That was more like Riders of Rohan and Helm's Deep when I stopped playing Lotro as much. And played WoW with Mist of Pandaria more. Oh, did I pull somebody? My bad. There's not much more I can do here than this little lightning skill. I think it's actually called Lightning Bolt, but it doesn't really look... I guess it's a little bit like a lightning bolt. Well, I'm glad I'm losing threat. You like WoW in a lot of ways, but you're not as attached to it as Lotro. Yeah, I kind of used to be a lot more attached to WoW, but kind of the changes they've had recently since... really with Legion and Draenor. Especially in the Battle for Azeroth, I just haven't enjoyed that pretty much at all. Any of the content there even. What are we doing? Oh, did he get feared maybe? That's not good. Hold up. Oh no, this is gonna be a lot of fall damage, isn't it? Yeah. At least I can heal myself up quickly here. Give a little bit of health there. Earthbind Totem, that's what this one's called. I just remembered that like before I actually hovered over it and clicked it. Oh no, this one might be enough to kill me. Oh, very close. I just can't get hit by anything and I get hit by something. I don't know if it's safe to reincarnate here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Classic as well. Yeah, I think it is good to reincarnate now. Give me a minute to actually settle though. I don't have any pet to summon. I just need Maelstrom to be able to use Healing Surge, I think. Get my health up a little bit. Except the tank died, so that's really not ideal. That was kinda... This whole thing was dependent on the tank living for me. Oh, and I'm going to... This is gonna be a really tough ball to live through, yeah. It was just kinda... I think we got too many trolls on us with the boss. We pulled the boss pretty early before clearing the room there with the difficulty we're having. How slow we are. No, but that is no problem. Only one wipe. Oh, can I use my guild bank? I don't even know what guild I am, but I just spent like 22 of their silver repairing. I actually think if you didn't play back during like Classic WoW, that might actually be a good time to, or a good thing for, if you plan to like play Classic WoW if you didn't play any of Vanilla when it was released. That might make Classic WoW pretty enjoyable. And for me personally, just because I was such a big noob back then, that's kind of one reason I'm looking forward to it, just to see how much was my newbiness for what I was doing back then, or if it was like the actual game was like that. I also want to kill all these scarabs. See, going up to Pandaria, yeah, I went through all the Pandaria zones. I actually like Timeless Isle. That was a pretty fun thing they added. I was able to go through like all my ults and do that stuff, and it was actually, I had a lot of fun doing heroics. Those instances on my druid specifically, tanking them. I don't know why, but I just really enjoyed that. And getting gear, it just made a lot more sense back in Pandaria even joining it late. I just enjoyed it a lot, and the gearing with it seemed pretty good. You might try it, but you're not looking forward to elites who already know everything. That is kind of true. Kind of just running into people who already know everything and then kind of going through that, trying to go through it like solo, or not necessarily solo, but as more of a new player, never having played it, might be a little bit more difficult or less enjoyable. I wonder how far we could pull him, because it's an instance, they shouldn't actually run away. We could pull him like way back here. Guess we're not doing that. Oh, and I guess we get the start of this. There we go, we got some ads. Probably should focus on killing the ads, it's just going to be hard. I'll get a stun here. I really do personally enjoy kind of the difficulty we're getting with this though. It's running through these is a lot harder, it seems like, than it used to be. Oh no, I'm pulling through it. Kill them one at a time here, the ones that are back here. We might as well kite while waiting for the druid, I suppose, the tank. Okay, yeah, Gazrilla's still following us. Oh no, somebody left. We're like so close to done and somebody just like left at this point. I would pull the other one, but I want to make sure these two die. I don't know how much we can do here, especially since I'm polymorphed right now. There's like nothing I can do to defend myself. Okay. The Earth Totem can tank for a little bit. Just need to kill these two ads and kite Gazrilla around for a little bit. I don't know where the priest or where Gazrilla went. Maybe he actually did run away. Maybe we got too far. Or some bosses, if you pull them too far, they just reset. That's kind of what I was thinking more than run away, since in instances mobs don't really run. I think Starfall, it sounds like, pull them. Yeah, I think we should like clear the ads first anyway though. Well, I am out of combat, I think, which means I can res. Oh no, I'm not out of combat. I was looking like at Lotra, there's nothing at the bottom to show I was in combat. But you have to actually look way up to the top left. I don't know what I'm in combat with, because whatever I'm in combat with, I would like the Earth Elemental while he's here. Now he's gone. To deal with it. I think maybe the Druid actually ran the boss like all the way around. I don't know, I'm kind of just stuck here alive. Killed the little ads. Yeah, I think we kind of got through all the zones, the more enjoyable part of WoW for me. Draenor, the questing in it for the first time wasn't too bad. I kind of liked the bonus objectives, but for some reason, Draenor, Legion, I guess just Draenor and Legion, because I haven't done much of Battle for Azeroth, going through it twice, each of those things was like really unfun for some reason, even though I could go through the same zones, all the level 90 and before zones, multiple times and still enjoy it. But I could not really do that as much with Water Legion. I don't know why. Especially as somebody who plays alts a lot, that's something important to me too. So yeah, those zones were kind of fun and enjoyable to go through the first time, but not really the second time or times after that. Oh, we got a mage here. He's not on combat, he's on a mount. We got a totem carver. Better be a shaman. There's a blood elf shaman? You can have blood elf shamans? That doesn't make sense. Because to be a blood elf, he would have to be a horde, so yeah, that's his stylish thing, I think. Or Orb of Deception, okay. Is that who I'm in combat with, maybe? What do we... Oh, Totem Carver is our healer, so he'll be restoration. Hey, Mozenrath. So as far as my PvP experience, I can talk a bit about that now with WoW. Overall, PvP isn't something I've like ever been more geared to play. I've always been more of like a PvE type person. But I did do some, I kind of enjoy Battlegrounds and the way they play out. Those are pretty fun, and just the system with that, I kind of like those. Some parts of them could be a little bit annoying, but when you actually get like a good, evenly geared group, it can be a bit more fun to me. I don't know how much like now if there's any gear dependence, but that did seem to be an issue to somebody like trying to start PvP just in different periods of WoW. It seemed to be a bit gear dependent, especially when they had like resilience, and it's not a really bad thing that they have like the big gear dependence there with stuff like that, but it just makes it harder to get into. But once you're actually into it, it makes it more rewarding to even do it. So you kind of gotta balance that somehow. That's why I don't think it's like directly a negative thing that it was just like gear dependent at times to me. But it was still kind of fun to do, even if I didn't ever really get PvP gear. And I really liked... I like Alterac Valley. I never did that like in vanilla when they had those day-long raids with that. But I didn't really like Warsong Gulch, and that's probably because the Alliance always lost that whenever I try that. But we would often win the Rathay Basin one, whatever that... I'm trying to think what that battleground's called, but that one's pretty fun, I think. And then I actually did like the... What was the one there in Northern? Winter Spring. Yeah, I enjoyed Winter Spring. No, it's Winter Grasp. What's Winter Spring? Is that another zone, maybe? Area, Winter Spring... Draenor? No. Is Winter Spring a thing? Maybe I'm just mixing it up with something else. Oh, is this one Winter Spring? Yeah, that one's Winter Spring, so that is an actual zone at least. You remember the 2 and 3 day long Alterac Valley PvP runs? Yeah, I never did those. Whenever I did Alterac Valley, it was pretty much... Why did he do heroism right now? Oh no. Whenever I did Alterac Valley, it was pretty much Alliance. And since I play Alliance, it's one Alliance pretty much mostly won, so it's still fun to do. It's also kind of fun to do when you got kind of the bottlenecked up and had the large fights in a single area, I guess. But that one I enjoyed doing. And then yeah, I enjoyed Winter Grasp. as well. I also like the raid within Wintergrasp. I don't remember what that was called, but it had the giants there. That was actually fun. I enjoyed raiding a bit in Wrath. I'm going through that for the Horde. It's not... I don't know, I'm not really completely against the Horde. As much as I used to be, maybe. Never ever Alliance is the only way. And kinda, I like Taurens. I like the more neutral races as far as Hordes go, but I kinda like Taurens, and I plan to play a Horde in Classic WoW so I can play Shaman. Because I never actually played a Shaman in Vanilla because, you know, Alliance couldn't be them. And since everybody I knew played Alliance, that's what I played. I guess we got the benefit of Paladins. Because I don't think Horde... Paladin was the one Horde's gonna be, right? Who do we kill? Do we kill Razulu or Chief? Or Ukkors? Chief Ukkors, Sand Scalp. I think what we do is summon our Earth Elemental. And just randomly attack a couple of them. But yeah, I do plan to play a Tauren Horde Shaman in Classic WoW. I'm thinking that might be the live stream series I do, because I've never done the Horde stuff in Vanilla. I have done a little bit of in Wrath. I played a couple Horde characters, but not all that much. And then probably still mainly play... I guess it depends like who I know. Whoever joins and actually plays what they play. But we'll see. You love the Undead? I played a couple Undead characters, kind of just more off to the side. Again, my main would be Alliance, but I did play a couple Undead. They weren't, I don't know, too bad, I guess. I just don't really like playing Orcs. Trolls aren't too bad to play. I don't like playing Orcs. Their dance was so boss in Vanilla. Kind of trying to think what their dance was. I remember some of the Undead dances. I don't know, like, specifically Vanilla. Ripsaw. Feels like it should be an upgrade, but compared to mine, it actually does more DPS. That might be an upgrade then, technically. Doesn't have Mark of the Shattered Hand, though. Whatever enchantment I had on this. These enchantments are so old on this character now. I guess I need to teleport out of dungeon. You're an orc IRL? I'll assume that's not good. You always thought Horde races looked goofy, yeah. I kind of think that as well. Probably a reason. I don't know. Again, it's just because whoever I knew was playing at the time, they all played Alliance, was why I chose it, so I don't know if I, like, just fresh went in if I would play Horde. Horde also has Goblins, and Goblins... I really like neutral Goblins. I'm kind of sad they added Goblins as, like, a race, but... kind of makes sense to have them a playable race, but it seems like one they could do like Pandas where you could choose Horde or Alliance. I kind of wish they had that with more races, that you could choose which one you were. There we go, we can leave that and get back to our solo landscape stuff. I'll probably just finish this quest set and maybe switch out to a new character. Not necessarily a new character, but a different one. After I do this, so I need a Bloodscalp Totem and a Bloodscalp Lore Tablet. I don't know. Guess I get the totem from killing at least this group of mobs, some of these mobs. All the shamans, which makes sense. At least these shamans have totems. This is technically a totem, but it's basically a skill that they put in like half totem form. Who is this guy? He has a quest for me. Flashtail Hatchling. Oh, that's the rebel camp? I haven't done that on this character, really? I guess I haven't done the rebel camp. I've kind of been going a little bit backwards doing this thing where I think I was kind of skipping the rebel camp, but it isn't something if I actually do this, what am I doing now? I don't know necessarily skipping it, I just like hadn't gotten to it, and I kind of wanted to do this other stuff first when I first started here a couple of years ago, I guess. I don't know if it was a couple of years ago, it probably was actually. So I need Lore Tablet now. I don't know if this is something I loot or... like have to pick up somewhere? Oh, here it is. It's this giant Lore Tablet. Okay. I was expecting some tiny thing. It's better that orcs can stand up straight, looks way better. I haven't actually looked at an orc that stands straight up, like actually played one or looked on the character select screen or anything. Yeah, Mosenrath, glad you were able to still catch the stream in your few minutes. I really like this landscape and the environment. It just really looks like a beach type thing. There's not really much in Lotro. But like try to think of Lotro that would really look like this. They could probably have a fun, more sandy zone, I guess. They do have, I guess, some sand now. I'm trying to think of what there actually is in Lotro, but... And yeah, have fun slaying them in PCs. I definitely will. We have a few more water elementals to kill, I guess, and we'll see from there. But yeah, just the landscape here, there's not much in Lotro, especially tropical. I don't know if there's anything in Lotro that's really tropical type, kind of like this. There is kind of some of Gondor in the Belargir, but I don't think... Or the Belfless, I guess that is kind of Belargir area, as far as I know, but maybe not. But anyway, that's kind of, I guess, the closest to this, it would seem like. You smell potently nice. Well, that's good. All these water elementals, might as well just pull them all. If I'm not almost dying, then I'm not pushing myself hard enough to try new things. Although I might be a little bit too close to almost dying here now. There we go. Just needed to get a quick heal up and let my Earth Elemental get some aggro. Just need to get over that little hump, and now it's actually easy with my Earth Elemental. Oh, I need to get all their bracers, so I need to use this item, I think, on all the dead bodies. Oh no, my elemental died. Oh no, I get the bracers from actually looting them, okay. Is there another way to get these? Wait, who is this? What? So that's completely unrelated. I guess they just have a low drop rate. What class am I playing? I am playing Shaman right now. Guess it is my favorite class at this point in WoW. Would have used to have been mage, and for a long while in WoW, when I was playing WoW more, it was mage. But at the same time of me enjoying WoW less, mage also happened to get worse. Which might be somewhat coincident, but I think all the classes have kind of gotten worse in a way. So yeah, this is kind of taking a little bit longer than I thought it would to get all these, because they have a lower drop rate, which isn't a problem. It just takes a little bit more killing than just like killing 6 of them. I kind of like sometimes when quest items like this have a lower drop rate. It's not like you just have to spend a little bit more time killing them. It's not like you just kill them and automatically get it. Yikes, I'm getting close to dying here. Forget I have that on actual hotkey. There we go. Now I can take a second to heal up and just kill him pretty quickly. You tried WoW, you sat trying to figure out what class to pick for 3 hours and started crying and singing ABBA. That's not good. Yeah, WoW has a lot of classes to choose from though, just in general. Okay, got all those and got a lot of inner elemental things that I can sell. We'll go ahead and get our tin ore. And we are ready for turn-ins. We have a bunch of turn-ins. I do have this quest item. I guess that's a turn-in directly to her. 6 vials of sea salt. So that's in a different area. That's near the Murlocs, actually. So I think, I don't know why this island is still like undiscovered on my map. That's kind of weird. There's something over there. Is that like a troll? Looks like it's that little inlet there going up to the Zolde ruins. But it actually goes more into kind of Westfall, I think there. It's kind of odd. I don't know, maybe the keep on the map, it doesn't really show it going up into the mountains, but maybe there's something there. But yeah, we could head to Nessingwary, do those turn-ins, then head to Rebel Camp, do those turn-ins, then head to the other place and do those turn-ins, see what we get, and probably switch characters. Definitely overall, if I compare though Hunter to Shaman in my experience so far, I haven't even played Elemental yet. Didn't even get around to actually switching because I have that set up and could switch to it. What are the magic classes? So Shaman would be one of the magic classes. They use more elemental magic and they do have like a caster or a spellcaster spec, which is elemental actually. I'm playing kind of the melee, which still uses magic, but it's a melee and you hit them with your melee weapons class while using magic at the same time. And then there's Mage, which is kind of classical magic class, you know, casting spells. Fire spells, frost spells, and arcane spells are the 3 you could spec towards. Then there's Warlock, which is more shadowy magic. They also have fire. And they also have demon pets. And then Druids, I guess you could consider a little bit magic. It's more nature-based, but they cast stuff, arcane spells. Depending if you spec balance, at least you have arcane spells, nature spells, things like that. And then Priest. I guess if you could consider Holy a magic, which I would. They are magic. Casting Holy spells and also Shadow. And 2 of their specs are healing. And then Paladin also uses magic, they're also holy. But they're also kind of similar to Shaman. They have a melee spec and a tank spec that you're using melee but still using magic at the same time. So we got that done. We actually did get that chapter completely done. So we finished Nessingwary's expedition. Didn't finish it all on the stream, or I had a lot of progress. So we need to go to the Rebel Camp and turn that stuff in. Go ahead and take the skin though. Actually still ranking up my skinning. It's almost at 300 already, which is kind of the cap level for vanilla. You can still level it above 300 I think, but 300's when Outland starts at least. But anyway, yeah, those are the magic classes. There might be more. I don't know if Monk, you could kind of consider some of it magic. At least for Mistweaver, the healing spec for them. But I wouldn't really consider it in the magic classes. But yeah, I think that's all of them, at least what I can think of off the top of my head of the classes in WoW. Turn that in. What do we get? I don't know, maybe I have a set for that. That could be, I don't know if for Shaman if something green like that would be that good. Okay, we're getting some new quests it looks like. Some more troll quests it looks like. And then yeah, that Murloc area. And we will head down to Fort Livingston. I think that's where my turn-ins are, about where they are at least. Yeah. Warlock is good. Yeah, Warlock's one. I don't know, I used to kind of like it okay. And then kind of stopped liking it a bit more and then started liking it. It's not really a class I always gravitate towards. Even though some of the ideas of it are enjoyable and it can be fun to play at times, it's just not really a class I tend to go for. So like even less so than Hunter. You think you'll try Mage because you like Ice Element? Yeah, Mage would be a good one. I think as far as Mage goes, you have Fire, Arcane, and Frost for your 3 specs. And I talked about this quite a bit, I think, before you got here, but Fire, it just keeps getting worse, and traditionally Fire is the spec I just like enjoy a lot more. But they keep making it worse that I actually enjoy Frost more, and Arcane is always kind of a meh type spec to me. So yeah, I've been enjoying, I guess I could keep my Hearthstone to Stormwind, I don't know. Kind of like having it here in Stranglethorn because I could just go here, but I think I'll switch alts and see what other characters I have first of all, because I can actually go in this in and get rested XP and stuff. But yeah, Mage would be good if you like Frost, because again, I think that's one of the enjoyable ones right now. I could do my Paladin and check that out, see how that actually is my Warrior as well. Probably don't want to play any of my extremely low level characters here. They're like 20 and below. I haven't even set up like any cosmetics. My level 10 Hunter, this is my bank alt, that's kind of why he's here, and he has an actual cosmetic set. And my Mage here with his robe. Doing Mage play on him. Not really anymore though, basically. So let's try the Paladin real quick. I know I was having a lot of fun on my Paladin. My Paladin, she's the one I went through like all of Blood Mist Isle on, I think. We can check to make sure I actually did finish the whole story progress on her. For some reason I feel like there's a chapter missing by the time I actually left there, maybe not. But yeah, I did all of Blood Mist Isle on this character, and then I'm in Dustwallow Marsh now. I don't know if I've actually done anything in between just because it got so high level from doing that in the occasional dungeon. I only did 3 out of 8, really? Okay, maybe it wasn't this character that I did it all on either. Triumvirate's first boss, second boss, third. Ending Blood Curse, Lord. I know I have to do like that elk quest, I don't know. Okay, maybe not then. Did I do all of, I guess you can't see if you did all of Azharmis. What other zones did I do? Westfall maybe? No, I did. Did I do? Might have been Lockwood in. Might have done that on another character, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I've done on this character besides starting Dustwallow Marsh and then doing... I'm pretty sure Blood Mist Isle actually got me to like level almost 30 or so. Or about level 30 actually. That's kind of headed here now. But yeah, Paladin is one... It's kind of weird now. You have so fewer buttons. They basically turn 2 skills into 1. Blessed Hammer. And then you have your Judgment, all this stuff, but tanking I don't think is as enjoyable. So you'd rather have 1 toon on WoW or to end up like Lucha where you did a little on a lot of toons but not all on any toons. Yeah, that's kind of the way I am. I'm very much have a lot of alts, and I enjoy having a lot of alts and doing a lot of different things on the alts, but I could definitely see if you want to actually do all on one of your toons, it being better to focus on one. Especially when you're starting, you can focus on one and kind of get through more stuff. But yeah, I'm thinking Retribution is also a bit less enjoyable. Can get Divine Storm at level 40, but it's like I have 3 skills, I guess. Let's see my talents, if anything. Yeah. It's just if I compare this to Lotro, you just don't have enough skills, I don't think. Oh, I really like this cosmetic. It's very blue, and I don't know if it's really Paladin looking, but I just really like it. And even the spear thing matches. But yeah, I have a ton of things to do around Dustwallow Marsh, so we can maybe go here for a little bit, see how it's actually playing for a little bit, see how that is. So what do I have? I have Herbalism and Mining, which means I need to have those tracked. I don't know what all I need to do. That zone looks really good. Yeah, I like Dustwallow Marsh. You get a ton of quests here, and that's kind of this character I was going through it. I haven't even done any of the... Oh, I just leveled up. Oh yeah, the aesthetic too, besides the... I'm just thinking the quest when you said like looks really good. I was thinking quest experience, but I think the quest experience is really good. I don't know, it's been a long while since I've done it, so I was kind of going through it on this character again, but got a bit sidetracked and there's just a lot to do, which is kind of what makes it fun to me. But the aesthetic of it, it's very marshy, and it looks like a Westfall marsh, so it fits the name to me, and it's also got all this dragon stuff because there's Onyxia, which is a big dragon boss. Onyxia's lair here, so you get all the dragon brood from her. And yeah, I have like having all these dragonkin and little drakes around and whelplings. I don't think there are any like full-blown dragons though. They probably all travel north to Northrend or something. The damage I'm doing is pretty fine. I guess I don't actually need to go here. I need to go like everywhere but here, it seems like. So I can actually get out of this area and stop killing them. Don't need the crocodiles. Oh, I do need that thing. So we'll just start killing stuff that I see along the way, maybe to that question mark, and kind of see where we can go from there. So I guess I can talk a little bit about Paladin specifically now. Paladin used to be a class that was really weird the way it played out with seals, and it was a lot of waiting in combat to me. I think that's kind of why, and when I was first starting to play, why I didn't really enjoy Paladins as much. Because it really did seem like combat was spending a lot of time waiting and doing nothing. But maybe it was different at higher levels, even back at towards vanilla. But I think once you got some of your more main skills more towards Wrath of the Lich King, I'm thinking when I got my Paladin to actually level 80, I really don't remember what was going on all in between me getting my Paladin level 80. I don't remember specifically. For some reason I'm thinking like level 50 or something. Draenor has a quest, but I don't have the quest for him. I can still kill him. It'll be good practice. But yeah, Wrath of the Lich King Paladin wasn't too unenjoyable, and I kind of like tanking. Never actually did play healing because of the, like, you need a whole different set of gear for that basically. So I never did that, but I enjoyed that, and Retribution wasn't too bad. It was kind of fun to play. I don't remember how good it was. There's Ripscale. He looks like a nice crocodile. They also have mobs. I mentioned this with the dragons, kind of just being something you might not expect in a marsh, but the rest of the mobs actually do fit a marsh pretty well, I think. I have a cooldown here. I think this cooldown, if they go through all the bubble, it does a lot of damage. Although I'm doing like a lot of damage here. I'm killing these guys quicker than my other characters. Get more Zeppelin cargo here. So I don't need to kill the crocodiles. I needed to kill some sort of the other serpent mobs, I think. Do I need to kill swampies? But yeah, in Wrath of the Lich King, I did some PvP on my Paladin actually in Wrath. More of the landscape PvP that they had there. And then after that, I think Pandaria, they were actually okay. They weren't too bad then. No, I think Draenor, from what I remember, made them a little bit worse, but I don't know specifically the changes. It's just kind of something I'm thinking that I remember. And then Legion had some good things about it, but I think it was just overall less enjoyable, and now in Battle for Azeroth, it's kind of continued that less enjoyable trend to me. Yeah, I think Legion was not a good time for Retribution Paladins to me. I kind of enjoyed healing at that time though. Playing Holy, it wasn't too bad. And tanking wasn't too bad in Legion. That's just gotten worse in Battle for Azeroth now. So yeah, it's a pretty short experience with Paladin. I really trying to remember more of the in-between stuff before Wrath, basically, and don't really remember it all too much. Energized. I don't know what energized does. Seems like a good thing. Did I get all the Zeppelin cargo I needed? I have another quest in this area. Oozes dissolved. Oh, I need to dissolve these oozes though. What's that? This thing? Oh, if I am energized? So not only I have to be energized to do it. Oh no. Oh yeah, be sure we tap this thing. Invalid target. So you cannot dissolve the rot. How do I get energized? There we go. It's kind of annoying that you have to be energized to do this quest though. So what do I do? Just that and it dissolves them? There we go. That's kind of boring. I need this nauseous shredder. This kind of reminds me of, there's another zone, Swamp of Sorrows. I need to do that one a bit more. I think I kind of started that on one of my characters, and the questing to start it didn't seem too enjoyable. And I don't know how far into it I got, but I think on one of these alts I might start working through that one as well. Eventually, if I like start playing WoW more, it's just kind of thinking for the future of some stuff I'd like to do. Because again, in general, I like low-level WoW. That's kind of what I like about WoW right now. And if I do ever like really get the urge to play it, that would be something I would do. It's just the actual combat and the gameplay you're doing, to me at least, is less fun, especially on some of these classes here. Paladin's not too bad, but it might just be an effect of me doing a lot of damage. It feels similar to Hunter, not having that much to do. It is a little bit more than Hunter though, overall, I'd say. I need Wormtail. I guess it's not from the dragons I was killing. Where are these oozes? I really need some more oozes right now. Dissolve them. I feel like she's trying to drag that ooze. I don't want to steal that. Does WoW have centaurs? Yes, they do. They aren't like playable, but there are centaur mobs at least. I think Stone Talon Mountains specifically is where some of them are. And Moradin, that's kind of going into Desolus, Fairless. Yeah, Desolus area. I think there might be some more there as well. There's some oozes to dissolve. Okay, I need to go back and get the energized, and then we need a centaur class. Yeah, that could be interesting if they had a centaur. Playable centaur, probably a race for that. I don't know if it would be something I would actually play, but it's kind of interesting though. They could have a faster base movement speed, I guess, which would be kind of unfair. They could have like full mount speed just as their base movement speed. Did I dissolve this one? Can't do that yet. Let's try this again. I wonder if it's because he hit me, or if I moved maybe. While the zone in general seems enjoyable with all the quests, and I kind of like the idea of the zone, this specific quest I'm doing right now at least is a little bit more boring. Oh, here's one. Don't need any of these. Guess I could look for like cosmetic reasons what I would want one of these, or transmog reasons if we're using WoW terms. I don't know what quest I got from her. I think I still have some very intro quests to do back at Theramore with the old lighthouse and Propaganda War. I just kind of got out here and got a ton of quests once I actually traveled out a little bit. I actually knocked a few of them off the list there. But yeah, I'm not sure how much more I might actually do here. I might briefly log on some of my other characters, but I'm kind of feeling a bit done-ish with this paladin here. Don't want to get too far into this. Ooh, there's a big spider. I don't know if that's a rare spider, but... oh, that's a regular spider. Looked a lot. Still looks pretty giant to me. It is a giant dark fang spider, though. For some reason, this giant spider looks a little bit less scary than small spiders. It's just like so big it doesn't even seem like a spider anymore, I guess. What is this character? Mining herbalism, that's right. Because I think on all these characters I've been leveling, I've been actually trying to keep their... herbalism's one of the harder ones usually to keep up. Actually been trying to keep it up though. And actually get like the full herbs instead of petals, like you can get if you're not high enough. Like the Khadgar's Whiskers stem there. But anyway, we'll go ahead and log out of this character and maybe try another one very briefly. But yeah, I'll probably get pretty close to actually wrapping this up. I just kind of want to log in some of my others and maybe see some of their stuff and remind myself what's going on with them. Okay, so we have that paladin. We haven't logged on my hunter. This is kind of the one in the middle level range that I would like to log on and see. Kind of remind myself what's going on with the specs and how much I have and how enjoyable it might be. I really do, just listening to the actual music, in-game music, really makes me wish I didn't have the issue with getting copyright strikes if I did that in Lotro. But it's because I think they hire composers and don't really... I don't know if they don't have like whatever rights they do to need, and maybe the manpower, whatever system set up for that to ensure that content creators don't have the issues with that, with the producers of the music. So I'm doing the Hinterlands on this character. It looks like I have some quest, Death to the Vile branch here that I can go do. I actually did Stormfeather Outpost, completed that story progress, looks like. This character is mining and skinning, and I have a lot of stuff. I also have a lot of random stuff I took out of my guild bank on this character because I was in my old guild that basically I don't know if I've actually, am I still in it? The Rekindled? I have no idea when that was, but basically nobody plays anymore. And yeah, I take like all my old stuff out of there. But some of it's just still stuck on this alt, I guess. I guess this might still be the only character I'm actually in the guild on. I might have one more in Arkansona, Archendon. Actually, so I have quests to do here. I might go through these a little bit and test the gameplay. I actually have quite a few skills. I think Fury's a pretty fun spec in general. You kind of do have a little bit more downtime. Kind of curious, Fury slash there. Okay. So that's just kind of a skill to use whenever I'm not using anything else, which seems to be, based on that fight, pretty much never. Have Whirlwind, which is also no cooldown, can just spam that. So yeah, it feels like to me playing Fury Warrior here, it's also similar to the Enhancement Shaman, where it's just more enjoyable than other things that I'd be able to play at this point. I don't even need to kill like any of these specific mobs, but again, kind of the point here is to... Oh, I actually do need to get this thing. But one of the points here, at least, is to kind of test the class a little bit. And so Warrior, talk a little bit briefly about Warrior. I was super excited to get Titan's Grip on my Warrior. That was really fun to try and work towards and get that and be able to dual wield two-handed weapons. For some reason I'm thinking at the time you lost like survivability if you tried to equip two-handed weapons though. But it was still something like I did. And I remember having fun with that. I also miss Heroic Strike, having that like on all the specs. It seems like such a base warrior skill that every class or every spec should have it. What do we press in? There we go. Try arms a little bit just to get a brief try of that. For some reason I'm thinking arms is pretty enjoyable at this point as well. Need to de-equip my dual wielded two-hander. Wait, I'm still Fury. Why am I still Fury? But yeah, Fury's pretty good here, but I do want to give Arms a little try. Arms is generally a spec I haven't enjoyed as much. It always seemed to be one you're just sitting there waiting to build Rage and not really being able to do anything to build Rage. Whereas Fury, you actually have stuff to do in between. Maybe. Didn't even need to use Flame there. But yeah, I think when I played this spec recently, there weren't too many Rage issues overall. You're able to generate enough through means other than just like sitting there waiting. And be able to maybe use Whirlwind a bit more. But yeah, this is kind of what it's like. Like, I could use my Rage consumers there, but in general, in a longer fight, these aren't really that long fights. You're just stuck sitting there, waiting for Rage. That's kind of why I don't like Arms as much. If I go through something like this, like I get sweeping cuts here, I get all these different things, and, you know, I'll have Rage to do a little bit of AoE here. But again, if I was playing like Fury, I wouldn't even need Rage to use Whirlwind, so that's kind of the nice thing I like about Fury there. Yeah, you know, like this fight, I haven't really had much downtime though, so that's not too bad. Actually use Charge there, get the benefit out of that. I don't know how it is at high levels if it has the same issues really. And then Protection, I actually also like playing Prot Warrior a little bit. Used to like it a lot during Wrath of the Lich King when I was leveling my Warrior, actually. I love tanking dungeons. With that, it was pretty fun. But I think Prot is not necessarily in a really bad state now. But I'm thinking as far as Battle for Azeroth, it's been a little bit less enjoyable than Legion. And Legion may be a little bit less enjoyable than Mists of Pandaria from what I'm kind of remembering. Yeah, I remember doing Stormwind Stockades a lot on my first Warrior. That was pretty fun. I had a lot of fun playing him, again, Prot, actually, while leveling. And some of the other specs. I'm assuming I did more Fury. I think one problem also Fury when I was like first leveling my Warrior, not Hunter, was... I think my phone battery just died there. I'm having a lot of issues with my phone, but to get back onto the Warrior, I don't remember too much. What was I just saying? I don't even know what I was saying, but I don't remember too much in general about not playing Prot and leveling, but I kind of remember, I think Fury, you became a lot less survivable with that, so I think I tried to play Arms a bit more but didn't enjoy it. And Fury was just so different back then, and I don't really remember what Warrior was like overall. Felt like all of them were kind of waiting for Rage specs. But Fury seemed a bit better to me and kind of what I was gravitated towards and enjoyed it more. And I'm still the same way right now. It seems like Fury is a lot more enjoyable to me. Even if Arms does like more DPS overall, it's just more boring to play. And maybe an issue with Fury DPS wise that I might experience is Rampage is like a big component that it just takes a while to build up. So it's kind of solo. If I could start a fight with that, it might actually go a lot quicker than Arms, but if I'm stuck building Fury, so like if I just use Rampage on this guy, it does like a lot of damage and that kind of takes care of the fight almost. and it does go by pretty quickly. There's one more thing here that I can get. So I think I might start wrapping this up now. Seems like a good time, at least to me, to go ahead and start wrapping it up before I get like too far into this. I just kind of wanted to log on to this character very briefly to check it out and kind of remind myself of where Warrior is. But to summarize my thoughts on Warrior, I guess, a little bit while I can do a tiny bit more questing here, is I am enjoying it more than some of the other classes. I think it's a little bit less enjoyable than Shaman just because I like Shaman so much, but it is pretty similarly enjoyable. Just kind of different themes. It's actually pretty similar playing it overall, kind of surprisingly. There are different things about it, but you kind of have 4 skills and then 1 AoE. And then Warrior does have the benefit of a couple extra things, so let's try. We might as well try this. Why not? Let us try a big fight with a lot of mobs. I'm pretty sure this makes like Bloodthirst AoE. Like hitting that many mobs with Whirlwind, I don't know at this level if that's true, but hitting that many mobs with Whirlwind, at least at high level, makes like Rampage and I think Bloodthirst AoEs. I'm surviving pretty well, and I also have Victory Rush here, just can spam that whenever I kill a mob. And get all the health from that. I'm also killing one of the mobs for a quest, it looks like, a Shadowcaster. So yeah, that was kind of fun. I feel like I might as well finish these quests now that I'm like so close to being done with them. But to summarize maybe some of my thoughts on WoW and where it is right now, I'm still enjoying it less than I was in Legion. A lot of these classes are less enjoyable leveling here, but I still, if I like play WoW, I still enjoy the leveling experience, especially at these low levels, and that's kind of why I did it with this stream. But the actual gameplay of some of these classes has gotten worse in Battle for Azeroth, which was already worse in Legion than, say, like Draenor at some points. Not necessarily all the classes in spec, some of them might be improved and more fun. It's just in general, there's a downward trend in enjoyability of the individual classes here. Even though the content and going through it, I think going through all the levels and the way the scaling is set up is still like really fun, and the part I am enjoying of WoW right now. Oh no, out of charge range. Having Victory Rush there is really nice just because you get the nice healing from that for Warrior. So yeah, I don't think overall WoW, at least for me and my experience with WoW, is really worth subbing just to be able to play these low levels occasionally, because it would get tiring and get burnt out pretty quickly of just doing kind of leveling the same level range on all these different characters at the same time, because I want to do like all these different zones. But at the same time, it still is enjoyable when I do it in more short bursts and kind of going through it. But I also kind of at the same time do get bored of playing the same class over and over. Or not necessarily over and over, just for a long period of time at once. And yeah, Battle for Azeroth, I know I haven't actually played any of that content today, but it's just not really enjoyable to me, and the classes up at that high level, it's just nothing enjoyable there for me, so I don't really play it. There should be stairs somewhere to go up a level, so I can finish these quests. Yeah, I think there is one over here. We'll try to run away from this, might not be the best idea. Maybe we'll get up these steps and go ahead and take a break. Probably will not stream WoW anymore for the free weekend. I guess there is a small possibility I would, if it extends into Monday maybe. But yeah, pretty unlikely to continue unless, if it does go to Monday, I might actually try to do a stream Monday if it's still like the free weekend, free welcome back weekend specifically. I might try to do that, but otherwise probably not much WoW for me until Classic WoW, or maybe they have another free event or something like this where I would play it, unless I somehow like really get in the mood for WoW before Classic WoW is actually released or anything. And as far as more upcoming stuff, for me, I will have Lotro and more Lotro points to give away. Lotro again for anyone unfamiliar as my main game. Lord of the Rings Online there for the full name of it, and yeah, I'm going to do these turn-ins and then finish this up, but that's what will be coming up, more Lotro. I will have a Lotro stream later today, evening, kind of normal time, 7 to 8-ish, kind of just when I get around to it at that time. I would probably take my Warden into Moria is what I'm thinking. Could do my Lore Master, we'll see. Still pretty open to what I would end up doing, so I think I can actually negate fall damage if I use this thing. Gotta use it pretty quickly there though. There we go. So we got down pretty quickly with that. Yeah, I feel like I summarized my WoW thoughts pretty decently there. Overall, this stuff's still enjoyable, but not enjoying BFA and don't think it's worth for me subbing. But I hope you all did enjoy the stream. I actually did have fun doing this one and going through this, and kind of just because it is free, getting back and sharing a lot of my experience with WoW. I've been talking like so much, it honestly feels like I could have been streaming for like 5 hours or something, just how much talking about WoW I have done. And a little bit scattered throughout, I have talked about like different things, but I kind of was able to keep going through all these different things with it. But I still have like a lot more that I could share about WoW and my experience with it. There's just a lot going on there, I think, and a lot of it I just don't remember from when I first started, and some specific details that I could talk about, but I just don't remember going through different things. But anyway, I do hope you all did enjoy this as well, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more, and thanks for watching and joining the stream, everyone. We had a lot of people join this one.